Yesterday I was about to have a pretty chill day inside, writing some scripts and do some planning for the upcoming weeks, but I got caught by procrastination when suddenly it started to pouring rain outside. I thought it could be a good idea to take my Ricoh GR3 and head out to do some street photography in the rain. As you may know, the Ricoh GR cameras are not weather sealed, but it does not mean it's absolutely forbidden or absolutely dangerous to take them out in the rain. I may be wrong, but I'm under the impression that when it comes to camera gear, if that particular camera body or that particular lens is not officially weather, rain, dust resistant, people generally think that if you take it out in the rain, no matter what you do, rain will leak in and ruin your gear. In my experience, if you just walk around with an umbrella, I think you can be pretty safe shooting in the rain. And actually the GR might be the best cameras to use in the rain with such setup because they are so small and so light that it's really easy to operate them one-handed without getting tired. Ricoh did a really good job at positioning all the buttons so you can access all the necessary functions with only one hand. So you can hold your umbrella in the left hand and your GR in the right, and you're good to go for a few hours. I have a whole video dedicated to the settings I used when it comes to shooting with the Ricoh in daytime, but basically I use the snap distance priority mode most of the time, and then I play with my focus that I programmed on the FN button and also on the touchscreen when I want to reach critical focus. I can also switch back to the aperture priority mode with only one click, so the whole setup is very versatile, and the only thing I do different when shooting in the rain is the metering. During bright and sunny days I usually underexpose by 0.3 and sometimes even more in some specific high contrast scenarios, but when shooting in the rain or even just like very cloudy day, I prefer overexposing by 0.3 or sometimes just leave the exposure at 0. The clouds being very bright, almost white, the camera, if used in multi-metering mode, will try to compensate for that, and it may result in very too underexposed shots, so that's why it's preferable to slightly overexpose in such conditions. summer starts to be very long here in Japan. It is mid-September as of recording this video, and the temperature still goes easily above 30 degrees Celsius in the middle of the day, but it might be a good thing when it comes to shooting in the rain, I have to say. Rain actually feels good and you're less at risk of catching a cold. I talked about this in a video a very long time ago, but I feel like shooting street photography in the rain is a very good entry point for the more shy or the more introvert photographers. The people walking the streets when it's raining cats and dogs have one main concern, which is getting where they want to go as fast as possible without ending completely drenched. A street photographer playing the fool under the rain is probably the least of their concern actually. So I always thought that when shooting street and capturing people in the rain, you're way less likely to be confronted, which is a good thing, and which is something worth keeping in mind for the ones who want to get closer to people, but always feel too shy or too insecure to try. And of course, umbrellas look cool in picture, and people behavior in the rain often helps to capture interesting images. And then there's of course more obvious things. You can play with reflections, with the rain creating puddles on the ground, and basically all the ground is more reflective, so it adds another layer to your photos. You can also try to focus on the mood, on the vibe, trying to emphasize this more melancholic, this more sad feeling the rain convey. What I also did at the end is that I slowed down my shutter speed to a tenth of a second or a fifth of a second, and I tried to incorporate motion blur in my pictures. It is really hit or miss when shooting like that, and actually mostly miss, but when it works, it can really create interesting pictures. Let me jump here really quick to show you how I edited this series of photos using my newly released V2 presets. I started with my go-to called Sakai that comes in 3 variations in this pack. I cooled it down a bit to match the rainy, moody vibes a bit better. Then I worked on perfecting my exposure and contrast. I often finished up with 1 or several masks to give my photos a final touch and basically make them a bit more dynamic. My other presets would also have worked very well. One of my goals when designing them is to create a distinctive style while still being adaptable to almost any pictures. Street photography of course, but also travel and portrait photography. Thanks to all of you that already got my presets. It really helps to make this channel possible and keep the videos releasing on a regular basis. If you haven't got yours already, you can head over to my website and get the V2 presets, or you can also get the bundle pack and save a few coins to unlock access to my whole preset collection. That's gonna be it for this video. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.